It's just we played a very good defensive team. They make things really hard for your best players. They made the night really hard for Chanelle, I thought. I thought they really crowded the floor on Bobby, and she didn't get a lot of great looks. I thought we held them at bay and guarded them really well in the first half. And the third quarter came, and we missed the first few, I thought, pretty good looks, and just really fell apart on defensive transition to let them get a lot of energy from that. And we still don't respond great with a little bit adversity in being able to respond the right way to that onslaught by them. So on a night where we really couldn't muster up very many points from anybody, we obviously couldn't keep up with Arizona State, who I thought got better as the game went on.
I mean, just on the offensive end, it looked like you were able to compete in the first half, and then it really just went quiet. What did you sense that just went wrong there on the offensive side?
Well, I'm anxious to watch the film. I think one thing that really concerns me and has for a long time is we don't screen very well. We have a million things in our offense to try to screen and get advantages or get a really good player like Nell in a pick and roll option, and we didn't get much out of that tonight. And we've been on that a lot, trying to be a better screening team instead of just going to space or going to a spot on the floor, really screening people. And I'm interested to see if that's what that's what we saw. I don't know if that's really what happened, but that team really we came off of things and really never had an advantage, and that could be very much them. And they're really good at what they do. They switched a lot, and we didn't make them pay for in the switching situations. So, they're a team that they have, players that can guard a lot of different positions on the floor. And, we couldn't, when we did get a mismatch, we couldn't take advantage of it. And I think Nell really generally does pretty good against that. And I think her not making any threes probably hurts us more than anything. They get away with a lot of switching on that.
Yeah, this was Chanelle's first game in a while that she hadn't gotten in double digits. Do you think that was mainly because of the kind of lack of three-point shooting right there, or kind of more because of the pick-and-roll stuff?
I think a little bit of both. I mean, I thought the first half she played it well. She was aggressive coming off, and I thought in the second half she just got she almost over-dribbled. It's just she missed Swede in a transition, and then I think she came off one side of the floor, and Swede was open at the top of the key, and she missed her there. And it's really unlike her to kind of over dribble, but I don't know if that's just trying to. She kind of needed to in the first half and created some good shots for herself by keeping her dribble alive. And then I thought she almost went too far into that and committed too much. So. A lot is on her shoulder. I mean, we don't have great passing. We don't have great guards that can play, make a lot of plays off the bounce. So we expect her to be pretty phenomenal every night, and just wasn't a great night for her, and no one really helped her in that either.
Trying to find positives in this game. Hula played very well, probably her best game since her debut. What was the kind of the mindset behind giving her a start, just trying to find that kind of fifth piece to what seems to be a pretty locked other four starters?
Right. Well, I mean, honestly, I think if we can ever get Bobby to the 3 spot and get her more minutes at the wing spot, I think that's where she prefers to play. And, again, I thought the first half was pretty good. It's not like – I mean, I do think the point guard in our offense gets lots of looks, and I think the 4 player gets lots of looks. And so we have to work really hard to get Bobby good looks as a wing, or get her into entering us in offense, which I don't think she did in the first half. But I do like that lineup, and I think Hula really has the ability to guard, and that lets Bobby not have to guard the post. Gives us a little bit more versatility, and I think Hula can stretch the defense and has a good outside shot. So. We're not getting great points from that 5th starting spot. So if we can start getting 6 or 8 or 10 points from that spot from her, that'd be a great get for us on a normal night.
3 of the last 4 games now have been pretty tough for Bobby offensively. How do you get her back into a rhythm and get her back to scoring at a pace that she can do and that she knows she can do?
Well, we need to send a message to the teams we're playing to not spend so much time scouting her, probably. Again, at this point in time, we have to do what we do, and we have to do it better. And our stuff isn't all geared toward Bobby getting the looks, but if we do what we do well, the ball's going to hit her hands, and she's going to have playmaking situations. I just think we get into games and we have a lot of slippage. We get against a good defensive team and we hold the ball, and don't put ourselves in the best position. So I don't think we're going to change what we're doing. We can't at this point. We've got to just be better at it. And I think she's got to be better at setting screens when she's in the post, and I think she's got to be a better presence in the post when she gets that opportunity. And I think on the perimeter, we've got to just get her some space so that she can create some, not just for herself, create baskets for other people, because she's a great passer. I just think this was a tough team because they really clogged the lane so much. You're not going to get to the rim on them, and so you've got to be really under control at the end of your dribble to be able to find people. And we didn't do that very good tonight. I think Nell did a good job in the first half of getting her own shot, but in the second half we really didn't respond well to their defense.
What do you do to prepare for Saturday? You play an Arizona team who is fairly one-dimensional behind Aaron McDonald. Do you prepare differently when you see a team like that really does have just one key asset, or do you just kind of do things in the same way you'd prepare for any other team?
Well, my associate head coach, Lori Kane, is going to be she's scouted Arizona, so we've got to transition defend, and we really dropped the ball in the third quarter on that. Like, if you don't transition defend 5 players, if you don't get back, if you don't understand the magnitude of running the floor and feeling like it's your life depends on it, we're going to get beat, because they're fantastic at pushing the ball up the floor, and Ari is unbelievable at getting to the rim and creating her own shots against multiple, 1-on-3 even. She can really get into gaps. So it's going to be a real key for us to be, team defend and to transition defend. And I don't think we've been unbelievable at that, and we certainly weren't tonight in the third quarter. So it's going to be a real challenge for us too. But we will have to do that. We have to understand what they do in a short period of time, and that would be the simplest scout that I could give them, and that I think is going to make the difference in the game or not.